There's no split pin in there, so I've got a check nut. Oh, that's tight. So we need to find a proper socket to fit that. Right, I've got a spanner here. I've got no idea what it's for, but it actually fits that, so it's a good fit as well, or the best fitting one I've got. And we shall give it a try, I think. A bit of spanner abuse, and once again it wasn't like knacker tight. Right, the other one's a little bit more difficult to get to. It's just a check nut, so it doesn't need to be ridiculously tight, so it's check nutted and split pinned. Proper belt and braces job. So that's what I like to see. It's a pretty good fit, that. It's got an R stamped on there, very much R's not here anymore, don't R's here anymore. Sometimes on some really old stuff you get what they call fitted bolts, where each bolt is different. But I think this will be kind of sort of mass produced, so we shouldn't have an issue with that sort of thing. There's no damage on the bolt heads, and you can see all the slots on the screws are really good, which points to it not having too miserable of an existence. Right, it's 2 bearing caps, bolts off. Yeah, there's a groove around there for the oil. I bet you can't get them anymore. But saying that, I mean, it's not perfect in there, but it'll clean up. Yeah, so that's a groove there, an oil groove. So it doesn't really matter where it goes, it will line up with that hole there. Interesting. And we need some brake cleaner now to give it a good clean up. The eccentric looks interesting. I'll bring a camera in and have a look at that. Whether that's just crooked there for balance or what, I don't know. It's certainly interesting. As long as that bearing's in the same condition as this one, I'll be really happy, man. I can't see any shims, any form of adjustment on it. That little hole there is actually choked up. Very good. Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to get those anymore, somehow. If anybody knows any different, mind, please tell us. What I may do is put some really good modern grease around now, like overseas stuff that's just they didn't have when this was built. I mean, they had animal fat, tallow. I'm sure some modern grease in there will. I'm happy with what I'm seeing anyway. Very happy. A little bit of play on the eccentrics, but nothing to get worried about. You can see there how the eccentric is actually, it must be a casting, and I think they're pressed onto the crank. There's a colossal amount of play on that part of the crank as well. So I'm wondering if I should take the crankshaft out altogether, strip this side off just the same, and then kind of refurbish this bit as best I can. Leave the eccentric rods on, just take the split pins out and take them off the Stevenson links. I think that's what I may well do. And then this bit's kind of done. I want to see what's like inside of that one. I'll put a couple of pot marks on there. I'll call this end number 2 because there's already marks on there, and then we'll get another box, and I think I'm going to strip that side as well. This crosshead's slightly different in as much as it's got a link here that works as a water pump, goes there, so that'll have to come out, that link off, before we can get the crosshead off. No flats to grip on that. Another relic from the past there, snap-on pliers. I've had them a long time as well. I did keep a fair bit of my gear when I sort of semi-retired, but it was pointless keeping it all. I had no intention at all of working on cars again, at least not modern cars. Right, so that's a little link that drives a water pump. All these will polish up really well. They're pitted, but they'll clean up nicely. Little oil hole in there as well. Right. So I wasn't really intending getting this far into it, but it's coming to bits much better than I thought it would have. I mean, about the way I built the stand so I can tip things up to get my fingers into it. Right, once again I'm really looking for any spacers or anything that's going to cause us an issue. Really nicely made, nicely finished off. See, these will polish up and look really nice. Right, so that's that. We're on now with the other crank pin. Right, see if this one is as nice as the other one was. No. Right, so it's going to put a little bit of a fight up. That's not a problem. Need a better tool to go in there. I'll disconnect all of these. I'll take a picture of them first. That bent one there, one straightening. These are the two that were crossed over, why it wouldn't run. Take all the split pins out, take them out, that I can lift the crank out complete, and I can work on it on the bench. And that's going to be the way of it. Well, like I say, I'll take a picture of that just to make sure I get the bastard back together the right way. Yeah, just take the four split pins out and just leave the Stevenson link on there. That can be done at a later date. Like I say, I wasn't intending getting this far into it, but these pins left to go in the other box and keep all the parts separate. Right, I'll bring the camera back once I get the bastard thing apart a bit further. There's a colossal amount of wear or whatever in that bearing. I don't quite know what's going on inside of there. Hopefully this one will tap off same as the other one did. Yeah, it's coming off. I'm just going to go across to the vise, I think, and do it there. Right, this one's really fought, have a little bit of warmth on it, and I've got to pull her on, and eventually decided to give in, just to pull it off. Right. Crank pin much the same as the other one. Bearing's absolutely bone dry. There's like a fibre washery thing there. I still can't see any way of adjusting these bearings. This one's in far worse condition than the other one. Right, so you can see this one is in a lot worse condition. Come back, you bastards. Right, the balls are 4375, 4374, that's 7/16, which is also 11mm. If we go metric, 11mm. So we need some new ball bearings and then a bit clean up, I think. I don't think I'll strip this crank any further. Leave it like that so I can clean up what I've got to do there. But it looks like you loosen the screws off and there's enough clearance just to get those off, but I don't want to be doing that. That little felt thing's interesting. Well, that puts a kind of puts a load on there or what, I don't know. I'm going to find out. Putting shim behind there would obviously take some of the play off it. But it's not all bad, it's not good, but it's not as bad as that Stuart Turner engine I did. Well, so much for having a quick look at one of the big end bearings. We're a little bit more involved in that now, at least I know where I'm going. That's the worst part of it, that bearing there, and that will run with a modern grease in it. It's not going to be around for hours on end. I could go to wash off tomorrow and then go from there. Once again, just time to see it. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And yes, once again, I'm going to keep on banging on about mental health. I had an email 2 or 3 nights ago. Just a young lad watches my channel, got himself down in the dumps, girlfriend issues, money issues, really depressed. I emailed him back, odds and ends, we sort of spoke to each other through email, and he's been and seen his doctor, and his doctor's trying to get something sorted out for him, but he says that just through emailing me made him feel better to get it off his chest. So please, lads and lasses, Depression is a hell of a thing. Mental health is a hell of a thing. You need to get it sorted. You can't bottle it up. It just doesn't work. Believe me, I've been there, and it can have dire consequences. Anyway, that's enough of me waffling on about mental health. I'll see you all on the next one.